Okay, so this interview is about Jamie and Mark's relationship as brothers. Can you guys describe your relationship?
We are 8 years apart. I'm 20. He is 28. And it's not your typical brother relationship, but we both know that we care deeply for each other.
Yeah, it's the typical brother relationship you always hear about is like the two brothers are always butting heads and constant competition. Although we do have that competitive type spirit, but we don't exactly fist fight because we all know that I would dominate.
That's absolutely not true. It's just because we get along very nicely.
Yeah, we just get along so much. But
him.
Okay. How do the two of you keep in touch?
Nowadays, it's kind of... Oh.
Like that.
Oh. Yes, we do touch each other. Nowadays, it's kind of rough because I'm in college and I work, and he's married, and he has a kid on the way, and he also works, so it's mostly phone calls and texting.
I would say the majority, like maybe like 80% of our actual communication goes through text, and we don't even really call too much, right? So it's like mostly text messages, and it's mostly like sending pictures or something that just made us laugh.
Just funny pictures.
Just funny pictures, not like. If I had to give a percentage, I'd say like
85%. 85% of the time.
So on a day-to-day basis, which ways of communicating do you use? Like as far as face-to-face, phone, text, email, Facebook, Twitter, like you just said.
I don't tweet.
Not Twitter.
We might throw in an Instagram every once in a while.
Yeah.
We did recently try FaceTime not too long ago.
Yeah.
But then he was shirtless, so we're not going to try that anymore.
You gotta be careful
Gotta
with
be careful.
FaceTime, but it's FaceTime. We just got the new update, and we FaceTime. But yeah, that doesn't happen often. It's honestly text is the majority, but we got. I mean, not even Facebook posts, right?
Yeah, I don't use Facebook anymore.
No, but text messaging is
So last year.
just yeah. Text messaging is the only thing.
Okay, so which way of communicating do you use the most? Which do you use the least, and why?
Out of the ones you said,
Yeah, yes.
like Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have Twitter
I
at
don't
all.
want to at him.
Like verbally, non-verbally.
Verbally, well,
Oh,
nowadays we don't see each other as often as we used
not
to.
too much.
So it's majority
It's nonverbal.
yeah,
Most of
non-verbal,
the
but
time.
it's texting. Texting is the most, and then any type of social media is probably the least.
Maybe like we see each other like once a week.
Yeah,
Maybe like
something like that, once a
like
week. But we'll probably text at least 4 days in the week, 5 days in the week. So
Okay. If you use mediated ways of communicating a lot, for example, text, email, Facebook, cell phone calls, are they important to your relationship? If so, how?
we wouldn't have a relationship.
Yeah,
if it wasn't
they're
for
really
that.
important. It's that's how you keep in contact when both people are busy. If not, we just wouldn't know anything that's going on with each other.
And I think that being that we're not avid social media users, like not as much as the average person probably.
Yeah.
We don't even keep in touch through that, so it's the whole texting and calling thing. It dominates our communication in our relationship.
Which way of communicating is most meaningful to your relationship? Why?
FaceTime. He gets to see me in my glory.
That face.
He gets to see me in my glory on
Look at that
FaceTime.
face.
It's texting is the probably the most essential. Unless we're at the gym.
Unless we're at the gym.
Why is it the most
And it's
meaningful?
flexing.
Flexing. Flexing. It's the most meaningful because it's the number one way that we actually talk. So, I mean, I guess you could say that
It's most accessible and most easy.
if we didn't text, I mean, we probably would have a more meaningful relationship if we didn't text because we'd be forced to actually speak to one another.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really like his
Darn
voice
it.
though.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't blame him.
Do you have any nicknames or terms of endearment for each other? If so, what are they and how did they evolve?
What is this video rated?
I call him fat, fatty.
Fat is definitely the main one.
That's the term of endearment in our entire family. As a matter of fact, I've got fatty too tattooed to my body.
Yes.
But yeah, I call you fat. We make up names, like not even names, but just random words. Like I'll call
Like-
him Group.
Booch.
Yeah.
I call him Booch a lot.
Yeah.
I throw in Booch.
We've called
Geese?
each other. Yeah,
It
Goose.
started
How
off
do some
with
of the
Goose.
nicknames like evolve? Would you say?
They evolve by just trying to get more creative every time we
Basically,
come up with a different word.
When we sit in a room, that's all we do.
I've called him Gripe.
Gripe,
It's
Geesh,
called
Brie,
Troop.
like the cheese.
Troop. Called him Gooch.
Good.
Gooch is happening.
Do you use these more than or instead of first names?
What's his
Uh,
name? I don't
yeah.
even know his name.
If
Honestly,
so, why?
unless we're around anybody
Yeah,
that's
unless it's like a
not
professional
family.
setting,
Yeah, if
it's nicknames.
yeah, majority.
How do these nicknames or terms of endearment make you feel when they're used?
Happy.
Happy.
I get a tremendous amount of enjoyment
It's
from
so
hearing
fun.
the randomness. It's
I
pretty
say
good.
Jamie all the time.
It's a bad name.
That's not even a guy's name.
It's my dad did it to me.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So, following that question, do you have any special words, phrases, or vocabulary that you've created and you use? If so, can you give some examples, including how or why you created them?
Words, phrases,
That's
or
a tough one.
vocabulary.
Come on. Is
That's a good one.
Say
Come on.
come on a lot.
That's just after any normal sentence.
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, "Yo, I went to the store yesterday. Come on."
Come on.
How did that come about?
That just happened.
The movie Superbad.
Super bad.
The movie Superbad has that in it, and that definitely happened as a result of that.
What role do these words and phrases play in your relationship?
Just to
We try to compete.
yeah.
We try to compete with each other. Who's the funniest?
Who's more witty in any given situation?
Yeah, and as everyone watching this video is gonna see, I reign supreme in the category.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the motivation. That's how it evolved. is who's more witty, and I mean,
Who can make the room laugh?
I'm like the 3-year straight winner.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
So,
Do you send or give cards or letters to each other? Why or why not? And are these important or meaningful to you? If so, how?
cards and letters are only a special occasion type deal.
Yeah.
So like on his birthday, he'll get a card from
You
me.
got a card. I got like a frog card last time.
Yeah.
It's a nice little frog on it.
It definitely had a joke.
It was a joke.
It wasn't just a frog. It was a joke.
Hang in there or something.
That would be like a monkey. That's
Cat.
frog.
Are they important and like meaningful to you?
Yeah. Like
How?
I save every card that they've gotten me.
I don't.
I
I know, but they're important though in the fact that somebody took their time to actually go out, buy a card, and write something sentimental.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't, as you can see, we're not really sentimental towards each other, but you know, I can express
yeah.
my feelings through
We know.
words better if I'm writing it down.
And plus, it's so much easier to send a text than to go to a store and get a card. It's much more personal.
Would you like more of any particular kind of verbal communication in your relationship? This
Definitely.
includes like face-to-face and written communication.
I'd like some more phone calls.
Phone calls probably be, yeah, saying how you doing is better than writing it.
How you doing?
Yeah, it's quicker too.
Would you like less of any kinds of verbal communication in your relationship? If so, what kinds and why?
Yeah, I don't know. Face to face is kind of weird.
I don't like him. that much.
FaceTime was weird that one time we did it.
That was your fault.
That was not my fault.
Not doing that again.
I didn't ask you to pick up. I just called you. So
Is
yeah,
there
FaceTime
any,
would be the one that we don't probably really
No more
get.
FaceTime. Never.
is there any negative verbal communication in your relationship, such as name calling, put downs, yelling, fights, etc.?
Everything that you just said is that happens.
That runs our communication actually,
Yeah.
but it's never in a malicious way. It's always
never
in a
serious.
joke. It's always in a joke. So I mean, I guess our terms of endearment are actually name calling.
It's like opposite day.
Yeah, so I'm calling him fat, and he's not caring.
Like, wow, you've noticed that I've lost some weight.
How much would you guys say that you do that, like in the type, and also like if it occurs face-to-face more or over text?
I say face to face is more civil,
It's more civil.
but then again, depends on the mood.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I have no problem just coming out and calling. I was gonna curse. I'm sorry. I was gonna curse.
I knew exactly what you were gonna say.
Just call them whatever I want to, but it's face to face. Sometimes it happens in public, so we
You
gotta.
have to have rough skin.
Oh, to be
In
in
this-
this,
in this family.
this relationship, this brother relationship right here, tough skin's a must.
Can't cry.
Middle name is Rhino.
And lastly, what would you say the role of verbal communication is in your relationship? This includes face-to-face, text, email, phone, Facebook, Twitter, letters, etc.
Face to face is always most important. It's just not always the easiest and most doable thing.
What's the role of communication in your relationship?
The role.
Well, it's an important role. It takes an important role. A lot of the time, like we've got new stuff coming on all the time. So, like I just got, a second, I guess, career or whatever you call it, and I got a second career recently, and it's taken up a lot more of my time. So, it plays an important role to actually keep in touch. So it's a really important role.
It's
that it
always
plays.
nice to know how they're doing and what's going on in their life.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me interview you guys.
Thank you.
Say
I hope
hello to Cameron.
that was a bad mistake on your part.